Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking more Spider-Man No Way Home, and we're going to be talking about Tom Holland's Spider-Man contract after this movie ends. Now, recently, Tom Holland has come out and said that his contract for Spider-Man will end after Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, obviously, that we do know he has one more appearance in an MCU movie after Spider-Man No Way Home, and then after that, he is completely done. He has no more solo Spider-Man movies left under his contract, nor does he have any crossover MCU movies to attend either. And after that, there are no more movies coming up with Tom Holland as Spider-Man in them. Now, we do know that one way or another, Tom Holland's contract will be extended. Tom Holland has recently come out and also said that he'd love to play Spider-Man for many more movies to come. So I don't think we have to worry about Tom Holland going away anytime soon, especially when, in considering financially, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the most successful for Sony Pictures. So why not continue his franchise? Why not continue the deal with Disney? Well, here is where it gets complicated. If you have seen the title of the video, you have seen that I'm going to be talking about Sony pulling away Tom Holland from the MCU and how they might do so, and how this is influenced by No Way Home. Now, first of all, we know that No Way Home, in some consideration, is going to have the multiverse attached to it. Whether that's through Doctor Strange or something else, we know it's going to have some kind of inclusion with the multiverse. And I think this is a get-out-of-jail-free card for Sony Pictures. As we do know, Sony's biggest asset in the film industry, and the only franchise and property that's actually keeping them afloat when it comes to the film industry and their studio, is Spider-Man. It is their most popular, it is their most profitable, and it is their most popular film franchise of all time. And recently, Spider-Man Far From Home cracked $1 billion under the Marvel Studios name with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Now, here's the thing. If these movies are starting to crack in $1 billion in the new recent Disney and Sony contract, Sony does actually get a margin of the profits from these Spider-Man movies, meaning Sony does not get all of the profits. They do not get 100% profit. But if the Tom Holland movies start cracking in at around, say, $1 billion a piece, Sony, being almost on the edge of bankruptcy when it comes to their film studio and their film division, are going to need that money. So a way that Spider-Man could be leaving the MCU after Spider-Man No Way Home is Sony could be pulling Tom Holland's Spider-Man from the MCU, then renewing his contract, but for another Spider-Man trilogy, but this time under specifically Sony Pictures. And how do they specifically do that? Well, they take him from the MCU through the multiverse, through the multiversal elements that we've been rumored about for this film, and also the whole Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness connection. They pull him through there, and they put him in his own universe, possibly along with Venom and Morbius and all these other characters, which could explain how Michael Keaton's Vulture got through. Maybe something in No Way Home explains that away, and that might explain a couple of other things. Now, in continuity-wise, obviously they wouldn't know if they're going to leave him in there or take him out just yet, so putting Michael Keaton's Vulture in Morbius would be a grave mistake, because then you're kind of setting yourself in a box. You can't really, make the decision to stay or leave at that point. You kind of have to leave if that's the direction you're taking that story and those characters, to leave the MCU. So while that is a very big stretch, it's not out the realm of possibility that something like this could happen if Sony were to take Spider-Man back to make all the profits off the Spider-Man movies. Now, you see, because they don't make 100% profit, that could be a good reason to pull him out. And the fact that Venom was actually a financial success, and Morbius looks like it's going to be backed up with actors that have previously shown in other popular Spider-Man movies, him showing up in that universe and becoming a part of the quote-unquote Venomverse as Tom Holland's Spider-Man isn't out the realm of possibility. And how would they do that? They would do that through the multiverse, which would make the most continuity sense. The only problem is, Spider-Man in that universe would then not be able to mention Iron Man or any of the MCU characters due to contractual reasons. Now, the reason that Peter can mention these characters in these movies is obviously, even though these movies are owned by Sony, they are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and are also made under Marvel Studios. Therefore, they can mention all the MCU characters and all the MCU events they want. But if they're not made by Disney and Marvel Studios and Sony are solo making the movies, they are not allowed to talk about them, they're not allowed to reference them, and they're not allowed to include any of the characters either. Which would be a big no-no for characters like Happy Hogan and some of the other characters that are now a big cast of the MCU Spider-Man movies. So there are ups to this, there are downs to this. If Sony wanted to pull Tom Holland's Spider-Man away from the MCU since they want to cash in on that big $1 billion movie, then this is a way that they could do it, since Tom Holland's contract is ending in the MCU and they do have a multiverse film. It just lines up perfectly if they wanted to cash in and take him out of the MCU. However, Tom Holland does think that Sony and Disney's deal right now is actually at its finest and their relationship has never been better, so the likelihood is we're going to see Tom Holland continue in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as long as it suits both parties well. And right now, Tom Holland thinks it does. So there are pros and cons to this discussion. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Sony could pull Spider-Man from the MCU after Spider-Man No Way Home? Tell me in the comments below, what do you think about this whole debacle? Do you think they'll stay together? Do you think there'll be more MCU movies? Or do you think Tom Holland will stay as Spider-Man, but just outside the MCU? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, make sure to hit the bell next to subscribe and to never see any more videos. As soon as they go out, you can be one of the first ones to watch the videos. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.